Hey guys, this is the third video in the series where I go past the bounds of reality and show you things never seen before in Fnaf games due to the chances being so astronomically low. I already covered Fnaf 1 and 2, so now it's time to look at the third installment in the series. I forgot that Fnaf 3 existed, but thankfully these comments were able to remind me, so thank you. Anyways, let's get into it. There are 4 Easter eggs that can appear in your office. Every time you open the camera, there is a 1 in 10,000 chance for Shadow Freddy and the body paper pal to appear on the left of your office. Every time you open the Reboot panel, there is a 1 in 10,000 chance for the cupcake and the Freddy paper pal to appear on the right of your office. So it's technically possible to have every office Easter egg at once for the entire night after using each panel. But there's even more Easter eggs on the cameras. Each time you view the office, there is a 1 in 10,000 chance for the poster in camera 2 and 10 to be replaced with Spring Body. There is also a 1 in 100 chance for the drawing on camera 4 to be replaced with a cupcake, and a 1 in 10,000 chance for it to be replaced with a golden cupcake. That means you could pretty much have every Easter egg at once. The only one left out is the pink cupcake, but it could be possible for the pink and golden cupcake to alternate on each camera flip. When you use a successful audio lure on Springtrap, he will wait anywhere from 0 to 99 frames to move. So it can take him up to 1.65 seconds to move to the room with the audio lure. But if it happens to roll a 0 every time, then Springtrap will instantly move the moment you click the audio lure. He must really want that child. Using the audio lure also has a 1 in 7 chance to just not work. This is probably the worst decision Scott has ever made, because now it's possible for the audio lure to never work throughout the entire game. Come on, Scott. But it's actually still possible to beat the game without using the audio lure. If you'd like to know how, you can watch this video by Shonky Squad explaining how he beat aggressive nightmare mode with no audio lure. While you're rebooting something on the system restart menu, the animation speed of the loading bar will be randomly set from 2 to 11 every second. Here's what it would look like if it rolled an 11 every time. It kind of gives the illusion that it's rebooting faster. And here's what it looks like if it rolled a 2 every time. Slow and steady. It's the same story for the loading bar that appears when you're sealing a vent. It could go fast or take its time. But I was kind of curious to see what it would look like if it alternated between 2 and 11 every second. So that's what you're seeing right now. Enjoy! While we're on the topic of the reboot panel, let's go over the time it takes to reboot. When rebooting a single system, a counter will go up by either 1 or 2 every second. Once this counter reaches 10, then the reboot will be complete. When you click Reboot All, the counter will go up every 2 seconds. This means it can take 5 to 10 seconds to reboot a single system, and 10 to 20 seconds to reboot all. There's a 1 in 32 chance for it to take the minimum time, and a 1 in 512 chance for the maximum time. So it's possible for the Reboot All button to always take the same amount of time as rebooting a single system, that being 10 seconds. So I guess you should always choose Reboot All. While you're using the camera, the static will occasionally spike. Every 0.36 seconds, there's a 1 in 5 chance for it to do a short burst. Every second, there's a 1 in 10 chance for it to do a longer burst. So here's what it would look like if it succeeded those chances every time. It's just a really big annoyance. Now it's time to start talking about Springtrap. I'll get more into his movement algorithm later, but for now, just know that it's possible for him to move every second. And he will pick a random movement sound out of 7 every time he moves. So if he chooses the same movement sound every time, this is what you'll hear for the whole night. Once you get a vid error, hallucinations will appear on the camera. Basically, Springtrap will appear in rooms that he's not actually in. Each camera has a 1 in 3 chance to contain Springtrap once the lights start flashing. So it's possible that once the alarm goes off, Springtrap will be in every room at once. But if you use the audio lure and see the static start buzzing, then you'll know the real one moved there. And also, the hallucinations don't appear in the vents, so if you see him in the vents, then it's the real one. You could also go and reboot the ventilation, but that's just my personal strategy. Whenever Springtrap succeeds a movement opportunity, a variable called action selected will be randomly set from 1 to 3, or 1 to 4 if he's aggressive. Springtrap can become aggressive for a variety of reasons, such as idling in the office for too long. If the action selected is 1, then Springtrap will fail to move. Numbers 2 through 4 determine where he will move based on his current location. Here's a handy chart I made showcasing where Springtrap will move based on his action selected. So it is possible for Springtrap to get stuck moving back and forth between the same two cameras for the whole game. Here's me playing aggressive nightmare mode, but Springtrap never makes it past camera 9. And here's me beating aggressive nightmare mode after going AFK. But remember what I said earlier, if the action selected rolls a 1, then Springtrap won't move. So if it rolls a 1 every time, then Springtrap will never move. Well, as long as you don't get jump scared by too many phantom animatronics, because when that happens, then Springtrap will be forced to move. So you're better off just sitting in the office and not touching anything. This makes Fnaf 3 the first game so far where you can beat its hardest challenge by doing absolutely nothing. But what's the chance of this happening? Here is the formula for Springtrap's movement opportunity. Move counter goes up by 2 every second with the aggressive cheat turned on. AI is set to 7 on nightmare mode. Aggressive starts at 0 and gets set to 1 when it hits 1 AM. Every time Springtrap fails to move, this counter called total turns will go up by 1. The higher this counter is, the faster he does a movement opportunity. So after a while of staying in place, Springtrap will start doing movement opportunities every second. On aggressive nightmare mode, I got Springtrap to succeed 340 movement opportunities, and I'll say about the first 40 happened while he wasn't aggressive. And after succeeding a movement opportunity, it's a 1 in 3 chance for Springtrap to stay put when he's not aggressive, and a 1 in 4 chance when he is aggressive. So the chance of completing aggressive nightmare mode with Springtrap never moving is about 1 in 5 times 10 to the power of 199. Let's take a little break from math and see what the phantom animatronics are doing. Now, I would love to say that they could never appear throughout the entire game, but unfortunately all of them, except Phantom Foxy, get forced to spawn at a certain time in the night, so the only interesting ones are Phantom Freddy and Phantom Foxy. First, let me explain this variable called AI. In Fnaf 3, instead of each animatronic having an AI of 1 to 20, their AI level is all determined by this one value. On night 1, this value is 0. On nights 2 through 5, this value is set to the night number. And on night 6, this value is 7. On night 3 and onwards, Phantom Freddy has an AI in 12 chance to get activated every minute if it's not 12 AM, as long as he hasn't jump scared you yet. And at 4 AM, he will be forced to activate. But when Phantom Freddy is activated, he has a 1 in 2 chance every second to actually appear. That means Phantom Freddy could never appear throughout the entire game. Now you're free to admire the office for as long as you want. It's just a 1 in 1.15 quintillion chance every in-game hour. But even if Phantom Freddy does appear, you don't need to worry. Once he ducks down and is ready to attack, he has a 1 in 2 chance every second to jump scare you. So that means Phantom Freddy could just never attack, and he can appear in the window later like nothing ever happened. On night 2, each time you open the camera, Phantom Foxy has a 1 in 1,000 chance to appear in the office. That means Phantom Foxy could enter your office on night 2, and he'll never leave you, even after opening the camera. So if you ever need to reboot something, you have to get through him first. On night 5 and onwards, he has a 1 in 10 chance to appear, so it's possible for him to never appear on night 5 or nightmare mode. When Phantom Puppet appears in your office, he will randomly look left and right. He has a 1 in 2 chance every 0.25 seconds to look the opposite way. So it's technically possible for him to just stare at your left nostril. And since he stays up in your face for 16.67 seconds, that means it's a 1 in 118 quintillion chance for him to never move his eyes. One last thing. Every frame, a random number gets generated from 1 to 100. So I guess it's theoretically possible for this number to always stay the same, I guess. That's all I found in the office section, so now it's time to look at other parts of the game. On the 6 AM screen, every 0.1 seconds, there is a random chance for a green bar to appear on the screen. They're intended to gradually increase in numbers and then gradually decrease. But if this chance fails every time, then the 6 AM screen will just have no green bars. Since the 6 AM screen lasts for 8.33 seconds, that means the chance gets rolled 83 times. I asked ChatGPT, and it said the chance of no green bars appearing is 1 in 224 sextillion. Before a minigame starts, there will be 2 white lines on the screen. The thick line has a 1 in 4 chance to change its position every 0.25 seconds. The thin line has a 1 in 4 chance to change its position every 0.15 seconds. Since they both start off screen, that means it's possible for it to just be a black screen. This screen lasts for 5 seconds, so it's a 1 in 81 nonillion chance for this to happen. In the game Stage 01, each kid will have a random animation speed from 2 to 7. Since there's 23 kids, the chance of each kid cheering at the same speed is 1 in 789 quadrillion. In the Shadow Body minigame, every 0.1 seconds, there is a 1 in 2 chance for a variable called view to be set to a random value from 1 to 5. While you're holding the S key, the scene in the minigame will change according to view. But it's technically possible for the S key to do nothing, and you're just stuck in the Shadow Body minigame with nothing to do. Guess you're not getting the good ending. On the Happiest Day minigame, each balloon will randomly be set to one of 5 colors, being red, purple, green, yellow, and blue. But it's possible for each balloon to be the same color. Since there's 16 balloons, the chance of them all being the same color is 1 in 152 billion.
Hey, this is me from the future. Sorry for the terrible microphone, but I forgot to mention that the balloons have a chance to just stay in place instead of rising up at the end. Every frame, they have a 1 in 5 chance to move up by 20 pixels, and about a 1 in 10 chance to move left or right by 10 pixels. And only one balloon can move at a time, so you could have just one balloon move while all the others stay still.
In the cutscenes, there are 5 set locations in every room where mice can spawn. Every time you move to a new room, each mouse spawner has a 1 in 7 chance to spawn a mouse. For each mouse, every 0.49 seconds, they have a 1 in 3 chance to be running. So if every mouse spawner created a mouse, and every mouse was always running, then you'd have a pizzeria infested with dancing mice. But the chance of having a screen with 5 mice is 1 in 16,807. Those are rookie numbers, but the chance of it happening every time now, that's theoretical. As Purple Guy is running across the room, every 0.1 seconds, he has a 25% chance to move up by 50 pixels, a 25% chance to move down by 50 pixels, and a 50% chance to keep running straight. If he keeps choosing to go up every time, then he'll just get stuck in the arcade machines. And finally, it's possible for the cutscene to be stripped of all its dignity. No static, no mice, no raindrops, no lightning, and no scan lines. I don't want to go over each one, so you can probably fill in the blanks. On the title screen, a variable called B will be randomly set from 0 to 4 every second. If this number is 1, then Springtrap will have a 75% chance to switch to one of his twitching poses every frame. If B were to roll a 1 every frame, then Springtrap will just be freaking out the whole time. And if it also happens to choose the same twitching pose every time, then Springtrap will just make a silly face at you. You know what they say, if you keep making weird faces, you're going to get stuck like that. And finally, take a look at this cool title screen. Well, that's everything I could squeeze out of FNAF 3. Make sure to check the comments for any corrections since I am prone to failure, like a springlock suit. If you'd like to see me cover FNAF 4, leave a comment. And make sure to check out the Discord server linked below. Until next time.